internet. As you can probably tell, this is going to be a very casual vlog today. I just wanted to fill you guys in on an experience that I had today that I think you will enjoy. So today I spent 15 hours in the Magic Kingdom. You heard that right, your computer's not broken. 15 hours in the Magic Kingdom. I had a walking tour this morning, which... Oh my gosh. Anyways, I had a walking tour this morning at 7:15 a.m. that I had to be there for, and that was like paid work time to go on a 4-hour tour of our home park and get a really in-depth tour of it. And when I say in-depth, I mean extremely in-depth. There is not an inch of that park that they did not cover with us. But then I went back on my own, and I did this because my friends who have been cast members before told me that they used to walk around the parks by themselves sometimes, and I thought they were crazy, and I was like, I would never do that. I'd feel super weird walking around alone, and I wouldn't know what to do. I was so wrong, and I'm so glad that I did it anyways. My initial reason for going was because I wanted to do research, so that my first official day on my own is going to be this Wednesday, and so I wanted to be able to answer guest questions when they ask where their nearest restroom is, or you know, what rides their child can go on. I wanted to be able to give them a good answer and really know my stuff. So I kind of just thought of it as research, and I was like, I'm just gonna tour the Magic Kingdom for a couple of hours, and I did not expect it to turn into the amount of time it was, but I like fell in love with being there alone. And Disney is a magical place by itself. But when you add guests, they're the ones who believe the magic. Like, cast members are creating it, but we can only create what a guest is willing to believe. And so adding guests is what brings that magic to life, honestly. And so entering the park by myself as a guest, parking in the guest lot, walking in through the train station with everybody else, was surreal. Because I know how we make the magic, but I got to experience it from a guest perspective today, and yet I still had so many magical moments that I got to create for guests because I have background knowledge. But that's not really me, that's Disney setting me up with the tools to create magic for people. So when I first got there, it was more of a walking tour just to get my bearings on my locations. And before I knew it, I was standing on Main Street, eating popcorn, watching the Dapper Dans for 20 minutes, just enjoying the show that so many people don't even know exists. And, you know, waiting for Festival of Fantasy to come through. And I just found myself completely immersed in this world that Disney was creating for me. And so I really just want to say, if you have the ability, like, I know that some people just go to Magic Kingdom for one day and you want to get everything done, and that's perfectly fine. That's what I did my first time. But if you're blessed with the ability to go and just take it all in, walk around slowly, don't wait in lines for attractions or characters, go to outdoor character meet and greets. I went and stood at Gaston's meet and greet, and I didn't meet him, I didn't get in line, I just stood and watched him interact with guests and just appreciated the fact that he stands there and meets these guests and puts on this amazing show for them and takes the time for each individual child. And when you're waiting in line to see him, all you're thinking about is what you're gonna say. And so when you just take a step back and just watch him creating that magic for children or any character and just like see how they interact with each child individually, that is magical. More so than meeting them, I think. And so if you have the opportunity, do that. Walk down Main Street and just like read the signs, look in the window shops. There is so much detail put into everything at Disney. Everything is done for a purpose. There is so much beauty in everything that Disney does. And taking the time today to really like spend over an hour in each land, just learning each bit of it and appreciating all of the magic that's there, that was just so unreal. But then there was also the fact that I got to interact with guests, even though I myself was a guest. And, you know, they don't know that I'm a cast member. They have no idea where I'm coming from or what my background is, just like them. I was able to, while I was waiting in line for things, or just like standing around, get to like talk to guests and really get to know them and take the time to like hear their story about why they're at Disney and look for opportunities to create happiness, because that is what we do as cast members. We create happiness. And it was so amazing to have the time, because when you're working and you want to take time with each guest, but there is an efficiency that needs to be there. One of the 4 keys is efficiency. And when you're a guest, you have all the time in the world. So as long as the other person wants to take the time to talk to you, you could literally talk for hours and no one would think any different of it. So I do have a story to share, and it was the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to me at Disney. And I've only been here for a little bit, so I'm sure that I'll have moments like this a lot. But this is my first, like, truly magical moment that I got to be a small part of creating, but Disney really gave me the tools and the environment to make this happen. So I was waiting to see Festival of Fantasy because it's my favorite parade, obviously. And I super love Peter Pan. Obviously, I'm wearing his hat. I met him today, which was awesome. I did stand in line for a couple of characters, him and Tinkerbell, because I love them. So anyways, I'm wearing my hat, and I'm just like super excited because I know Peter's gonna wave at me if I'm wearing this hat, just because I've seen the show before and I've been there in this hat, and he always waves because he recognizes his colors. So I'm standing in line, and the people in front of me have this huge like Lego castle thing, and so I'm like asking them about it, like, hey, what's this? This is really cool. And they have 2 kids, and they're 3 and 5, a boy and a girl. And the little girl, who's 5 years old, is just so excited to see Princess Tiana. She is a huge Tiana fan. And so I was talking to them and like, oh, well, maybe she'll wave to you and say hi. And so a little bit later, I get to know this family. They're really sweet. Tiana's coming around the parade, and I can see that she's like about to turn and like talk to this girl. And she had apparently met her earlier in the day, so they were hoping Tiana would remember her. And that was my first Disney magical moment as a child, was that I met Belle earlier in the day, and when she went by in the parade, she remembered me and said, I remember you, to my parents. And I like thought of that story and was like, what if I could capture that for them? So I like pulled out my phone, and like it wasn't even good quality, but I just like pulled out my phone and just like kept it with like the little girl and Tiana in frame. And sure enough, Tiana turns around and like points at her and is like, hi, I remember you. And her and Naveen are waving at this girl, and this girl's mom is like about to cry because Tiana remembered her, and this little girl's dream is Tiana. And the girl was like shaking with happiness. Like there was so much joy in her little body. I couldn't even handle it. And then we saw Peter Pan coming around, and the little boy loves Peter Pan. So did the little girl. They both did. So I told their parents, I'm like, if you're okay with it, I'd love for them to wear my hat, because I have a feeling that Peter will wave at them if they wear my hat. So the parents are okay with it, and they put the hat on the little girl, and Peter comes around, and Wendy sees it first, and so Wendy got his attention and like pulled him over to her side of the boat and was like, Peter, look at their hat. And so Peter like waved at them and like did a whole little like wink and like thing with his hat, and he was like, I like your hat, and like was talking to them for like a good 20 seconds from his float as it was going by. And it was the most magical moment for these kids and for these parents who, it's their kids' first time at Disney, and they're just overjoyed with the magic. And like all I did was give them a hat. I didn't do anything, but I got to be a small part of helping create that memory. And then I got to capture it because I had my phone out for all of that. So like I got to take pictures of all of it. Rapunzel talked to them, like these kids, because all the characters started seeing like, people are talking to these kids after Tiana and Peter. And I got to get it all on video for these parents. And so I was like, if you're okay with giving me your number, like I'll send this stuff to you. And so, they put their number in my phone, and I texted them all the videos, and I thought that was going to be it. And I was like, that was really great. Like, wow, my entire day has been made because I got to, bring joy to this family and like give them a piece of Disney magic, even though I'm not on set. And I had told them at that point that I was a cast member. And I got a text message from them later in the day, like, thanking me so much for making magical memories, and like to please thank my coworkers because everyone at Disney they encountered was magical, and like they just were so gracious and so wonderful, and they were so thankful to me, and I didn't even do anything. And it was like this moment of like, I'm gonna get to do this every single day, but I had this special opportunity because I came in here as a guest alone and took the time to appreciate Disney and to take in Disney and just show it the love that it deserves. You know, like, don't run past things when you're there. Just take the time to walk slowly. Don't bother the people behind you, but just look at the architecture and how it changes. Listen to how the music fades in and out in each land, and the smells are different. It's just, oh, I just love it here. And I just keep thinking, like, I live here and I get to do this every single day for families. And like, they're always going to remember that, just like my family will always remember Belle. So anyways, that was my story. Going to the Magic Kingdom alone was not awkward. It was wonderful and joyous, and I can point you to any bathroom you ever need to go to. So anyways, that was my day in the Magic Kingdom. 4 parks, 3 to go. No, I think I'll just do that for Magic because it's my home park, but I do want to get to know the others more. If you guys have any questions, if you have any questions about Disney, or if you have requests for more stories, because I have more just from today, I just wanted to share the one, leave them in the comments below. Yeah, watch Always Lily. New episode comes out tomorrow. It's really good. We're introducing 4 new characters, so check that out. And also just thank you to everyone who's watching these. I know that they're a little shambly and not super professional, but I am absolutely loving talking to you guys and getting to share this with everyone. So thank you so much for watching this channel and supporting me on my journey here. Please continue to send prayers and good thoughts this way, so that we can continue to have the strength and endurance to run this race and keep creating happiness and true joy for the families here in Disney. And if you have the chance, come out here yourself and appreciate it. Walk around, take it all in. It's magical. I love you guys. Have a magical day.